Most people aren't overwhelmed because they have too much to do. They're overwhelmed because everything feels equally important. When you don't intentionally decide what matters, your life defaults to whatever is loudest. Not what's meaningful, not what's strategic, what's just loud. And loud feels urgent. So I've noticed in my own life that if I don't intentionally decide what matters, I default to what feels comfortable, what I can complete quickly, and what makes me feel more productive. But productivity alone will not build a life we say that we want. I'm going to repeat that. Productivity alone will not build a life that we say that we want. And since our time, money, and energy are limited resources, how do you actually decide what matters? Not in theory, but in real life. Let's talk about it. So in my last video, we talked about that everything is not a priority. If you have not seen that video, I'm going to have it in the cards up here or in the description. But knowing that doesn't automatically fix the problem. So this year I told myself that I want to be a woman of action. And part of that means minimizing self-inflicted exhaustion. Because if I'm honest, a lot of my exhaustion wasn't coming from life alone. It was coming from indecision, from keeping too many things mentally active at the same time. So I simplified the way that I filter my decisions, not with a new planner, not with a complicated system, just with 3 questions. So when everything feels important, I ask myself this first question. If I ignore this for 30 days, what actually happens? So not emotionally, not hypothetically, but what actually happens? Does something break? Does money get lost? Do relationships suffer? Do opportunities disappear? Or does it just create tension? Because the consequence sometimes isn't damage, so if you let it wait, it's just tension. And tension alone doesn't make something urgent. So that's the first question I ask. If I let this just be for 30 days, what actually happens? So the second question I ask is, does this move my life forward? Or does it just make me feel productive? So that's question 2. Because I know y'all can relate. We love being productive, checking boxes, finishing things. But finishing something small and familiar is not the same as moving something meaningful forward. Some tasks keep you busy, others build your future. You have to know the difference. And then the third question is this aligned with the season that I'm in? So this one changed everything for me because there are seasons for growth, seasons for maintenance, and seasons for recalibration. And when you're trying to force aggressive growth in a heavy season, you burn out. And pivoting isn't quitting, it's maturity. That's what this is all about. Sometimes what matters most right now is stabilizing and not expanding. So if something doesn't pass at least 2 of those questions, I move it down my list. I don't delete it. I don't abandon it. I just deprioritize it. So it just relieves that mental load from my brain. And that shift alone reduces pressure because now you're not reacting, you're leading. So deciding what matters isn't about doing less. It's about ranking honestly. It's about admitting you cannot actively build everything at once. It's about being willing to pivot when seasons change. That's not weakness. That's wisdom. If you've been feeling stretched because you haven't filtered clearly, start with these 3 questions. Set a timer for 15 minutes. That's it. The questions are truly designed to help you reduce the pressure that you've been carrying mentally in your head. It has helped me. I still struggle with this where I feel like everything is a priority because that has just been my default. But once I incorporated these 3 questions, it has helped my brain not be so heavy. So if this resonated with you, you are exactly who Embrace and Simplify You was created for. Hi, I'm Kim, and I share honest conversations about how to think clearly about our time, our money, and our life, so we can build a life that actually works. If you love this vibe, or if this is your vibe, I would love for you to join the Fab Fam. Subscribing is free. Joining my newsletter is free. I also share a lot more information twice a month to my subscribers of my newsletter. And on that note, if no one has told you this today, you're valuable, you have purpose, you're more than enough, and you are fabulous. Until my next video, I would love for you to watch this one that pops up. I think you're gonna like it. And my fabs, I'll see y'all in my next video. Bye everyone.